guys, how's it going? Welcome back. I actually won a free laptop from MDG Computers. Some of you will remember in the last couple of months ago, I bought a Bulva 65-inch screen TV with a PlayStation 4 from MDG, and which makes it a lot affordable for payment plan. But I had done this survey thingy, and there was a contest going with a PlayStation 5, and I guess there were other prizes or something. I don't know. It's survey, right? So they got a hold of me a little over a week ago now and told me that I won. And I'm like, cool. So I got a hold of them, and in the email it didn't say exactly what I won. However, when I called the girl at finance that I was supposed to talk to, she told me that I won this 14-inch laptop from HP. And I thought, you're kidding, right? No, seriously. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Because I had a Lenovo laptop, and I ended up selling it. I mean, come on, guys. I got a lot of tech in this house. I've got a PC tower gamer system. I've got my Mac. You know, the list goes on. iPads. And I kind of thought, you know, well, hey, what do I need a laptop for still? And because it wasn't really getting a lot of use. But then the last, I guess, month or so, I got to thinking, you know, I wouldn't mind a laptop again just for, you know, sitting on the couch with and doing some, you know, light surfing, whatever, that sort of thing. But I'm kind of like broke for budget, you know. And I thought, well, okay, well, whatever, maybe someday, we'll see. But then I get this email saying, hey, you won! And I'm like, sweet! Now, I've had HP stuff before. We've actually had a number of their products in the past and never had any bad luck with any of them. And so I thought, okay, cool. So, there she is. Not bad. It's actually pretty thin, too. So let's get the cover open on this. Ooh, there's nothing like a brand new laptop. Nice. Black keyboard, I like that. That's pretty sweet. So we do have a couple of USB ports, HDMI out. We've got a Type-C port as well. Of course, there's our power connector. Headphone and microphone combo port, and a card reader on the side. Also very handy. So that's pretty cool. And it's a regular SD card reader, but if you've got the adapters, you can use a micro SD with an adapter and go that way. So let's see if there's any juice in this little puppy. Hello? Okay. Gotta press and hold it for a few seconds. I'm thinking the battery is probably non-existent. Okay, so according to the specs when I did a search on this thing, while I was waiting for it to show up, they say this thing's got like 4 gigs of RAM, 120 gig hard drive. Thinking, with Windows 10, are you serious? You can't use 4 gigs of RAM functionally. And the 120 gig hard drive is a little small. However, I am going to crack this little puppy open and find out exactly what we're dealing with for RAM and hard drive. Let me just go plug this in down below. So it looks like the battery is definitely not got a charge in it. Okay. Aha! We have power. So we're going to have to do our usual sign-in stuff and set up and, you know, updates up the wazoo. Okay, we've got power. We don't seem to have a screen though. Yeah, that's putting power in. Ah, there we go. Okay, checksum in some valid. CMOS will restart to default configuration. Will be rebooted. Please check your BIOS options to see if they change. Okay, this is interesting. Enter to reboot. I don't know. Let's see if she fires up. If I remember right, we can get into this thing without having to sign into a Microsoft account. So, it doesn't have a number pad on the side, which is no big deal. I do have an external Bluetooth keyboard. It is Core i3, 1.2 gigahertz dual core, with an overclock to, I think it's about 3.4 gigahertz or something. Basically, I was telling my buddy, I says, this is realistically spec for spec to my MacBook Air, right, that I had. English, yes.
Hi there, I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help.
Good.
A little
All right.
sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there, and we'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do.
Awesome.
Use your
Okay,
voice or the
guys,
keyboard
we're going to be
along the
right
way.
back. I'm going to
If you
sign
press
into this
to
and we'll be
stay
right
quiet,
back. Instant for
just
you, though.
select the little...
Okay, guys, and we're back with a fully charged battery yet. And I'm in the middle of doing the normal bazillion Windows 10 updates to jam this puppy full of data and probably annihilate the hard drive because it's only 120 gigs. But, that being said, this PC, so far we still have about 90 gig free until all these Windows 10 updates are done and other updates. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a BIOS update. You know, the usual stuff, right? 10 million updates on a brand new computer. Anyhow, it's not what I would yet call the fastest kid on the block. 4 gigs of RAM is really not enough for Windows 10. Nor is a 120 gig hard drive even useful for anything other than for target practice with, I don't know. Anyways, so I did order in a 8 gig stick of RAM and a half a terabyte M.2 SSD drive. I actually called HP themselves, gave them all the info, had to register for an account, of course, just to get a call. Like, really? Anyways, so with all the information they gave me, including how to tear this thing down, it does have 2 RAM slots in it, so you can go up to 16 gigs. So you can use a 4 and an 8, you can do 2 4s, you can do 2 8s. That's it. 16 gigs is your top. So the budget's not as grand as it should be, but I did get an 8 and I got the drive, and that cost me about 140 some dollars, basically. Ooh, look at that. Restart required until we get to the next pile of updates. See if we can get the start menu to come up. I did say it was not the fastest kid on the block, right? So it wants me to do a restart here. Yeah, can we say good luck? Yeah, we're waiting, come on. So I like the fact that it's small. 14-inch screen is actually not bad. I did check out the camera, by the way, 720p. 0.9 megapixel, but still pretty clear though. Impressive. Can't wait to try out the dual array mics, because it does have twin mics on this thing, which is quite nice. Now, as far as everything else goes, these things will vary. The little booklet, if you want to call it even a basic manual, says about a fingerprint ID scanner. Now, it also does say, you know, some features not on all models, so obviously we don't have a fingerprint scanner on this one, which is not a big deal. We don't care about that anyhow, besides I hate those things. But not too bad so far. Now, the keyboard is French-English keyboard, which can be a little annoying, and a lot of you Canadians that are not all for the French world will understand what I'm talking about. These keyboards can sometimes be nasty. This one is not too bad. And I do like how the keys are for typing with. They're actually quite nice. The trackpad works rather well. Are we going to get this thing to restart or what? Probably not yet. Desktop, nope, nope, nope. We're going to have to figure that one out. Somehow it's decided to say, yeah, we're jamming, dude. We're jamming all right. Okay, restart now. That'll work. Okay, when all else fails, scroll. Screen is clear. Very thin too, which is kind of nice. I don't mind the outside silver, considering the inside's all black. That's kind of cool. What else can I tell you? Like I said, it's not that fast of a machine technically. Just let me type in my password here so we can get started. So I'm going to just give me a sec. Take your view off of my keyboard. And look, we're back like magic. Back up to the desktop. And we're going to have to go back to Windows Updates again. So, anyways, I think as far as something that would be great for like really mild surfing, it'll definitely do that as a 4 gig machine, but it's going to be a little sluggy. Network card at 5 gigahertz connection is actually only 150 megabits per second, and I did ask if we could actually upgrade the Wi-Fi card into something different. It is possible to do it, but sometimes not everything's compatible, so you're gonna have to watch out for that one. I mean, if you do want to eventually update the internal wireless to something better, that possibility can exist. There is no Ethernet port on this thing, which actually quite surprised me that they're now removing Ethernet ports. So we're gonna have to use like a dongle adapter, like a Type-C to Ethernet to get an Ethernet port. And I don't think I have one of those adapters. I'll have to check. But either way, for the built-in wireless, you are stuck at 150 megabits per second top speed. You're not going to see anything faster than that out of this card. So, not bad. But there are external dongles you can get too. We actually have some here that will take this to 300. As far as color quality goes within the picture, this thing is actually a really nice display on here. And it does have the HDMI out to go to an external monitor, which I'll be doing that later on once we're done doing updates after 2 or 3 months. Takes a while, okay? Hopefully before my RAM and my hard drive get here. But I can't give you a review at this time. I can't really tell you all that much other than that, as far as what this is basically a $450 laptop in Canada. It's an i3 chip at 1.2 gigahertz dual core with 4 processor threads. It's got the 4 gigs of RAM. It can go to 16. Largest hard drive supported is actually a half a terabyte, so you can go to a full 512 gig. Now, if you can go any bigger than that, I don't know. You'd have to try and find that out on your own, but according to the specs that I've got my hands on, half a terabyte is like the biggest, which is more than adequate, I think, for something of this caliber. What I want to use this for is to run my Katana amp. I want to try and see, once I get enough RAM in this thing, if it's going to be even any good for doing audio processing. I'm going to try it with video processing, that sort of thing. Because this thing is basically no further equipped than the MacBook Air that I had, except I believe it was an 8x256 configuration, where this is like a 4x120, but everything else was the same, like even the turbo boost on the processor at over 3 gigahertz, that was the same as the Air. I found, it thermal throttled a lot, the Air, but, this is a PC, so I don't know how this is going to react doing the same sort of stuff. So we'll see what happens. So no star rating, no review at this time. Basically, today was show and tell, and let you know I actually won a free laptop. And you know what? For free, you can't complain. Even with low-end specs, at least we know we can change that. So, it is upgradable for RAM. It is upgradable for internal storage. We can do that. I do have an external CD-ROM here for PC, so when I do get the new drive in, of course, I'm not going to be able to clone it because I don't have a case enclosure for that. But I will be able to at least use the Windows CD, format the drive, and get Windows 10 back on, and see how long it takes doing that with 12 gigs of RAM in the thing. Because I don't think I'm going to need more than 12 gigs, you know. Our Lenovo laptops only had 12 gigs in them, and they're quite fine, so not a big deal. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys for now. If you've got this laptop, let me know what you actually think about it, like honestly, you know, and what you use it for and what you found its limitations were for you, because I'm kind of curious to know myself how other users are getting along with this particular laptop. But I have not even seen this laptop anywhere on YouTube. I checked, you know, and it's kind of like, there's nothing. Well, there is now, and there will be a couple more videos on this, no problem. Especially once I get software going, get the new drive in, and we'll see how things really go after that with this thing, and see how productive we can really get with it. Anyways, that's it. That's all. See ya.